It's 3 a.m. The house is silent. You are in a deep, peaceful sleep. And then it happens. A sudden, searing wave of pain shoots through your leg, jolting you awake. It feels like your calf muscle is being twisted into a knot by an invisible hand. The pain itself is agonizing. But what might be even worse is the feeling that comes after the cramp finally releases. The complete exhaustion you'll feel all the next day, and the quiet dread. The fear of going to sleep again tonight, wondering if that pain will return to steal your rest. What if I told you that you could end that vicious cycle of pain and fear, not with a prescription pill, but with a simple, loving change to the food you put on your plate?
Doctor, you just described a scene that is all too real for so many people watching right now. That feeling of dread. It's something we don't talk about enough. It's the fear that steals your peace long before the pain even arrives. Thank you for bringing that into the light with such compassion. For everyone with us today, I am Sarah, and this is Dr. Morgan, who is here to walk with us through this problem, not just with science, but with true care and understanding. Doctor, for the person who just felt their own story in your words, where does this journey to healing begin?
It begins with understanding, Sarah. Understanding that these cramps are not a sign that your body is broken. They are a signal, a very loud, painful signal that your body is crying out for specific kinds of nourishment. In my years of practice, I've found that the most common reason for cramps, especially the nighttime ones, is a simple imbalance in the minerals that govern our muscles. These are the electrolytes.
Electrolytes? That's a word we see on sports drinks. What does it really mean for us right now in our own homes?
Let's talk about it simply. Your nerves and muscles communicate using tiny electrical signals. Minerals like potassium and magnesium are what allow those signals to be sent and received correctly. They tell a muscle when to tighten or contract, and just as importantly, they give the signal for that muscle to let go, to relax. When we are low on these essential minerals, the signals get messy. A muscle can get stuck on the tighten signal, and it can't hear the let go signal. That, right there, is a leg cramp. It is a communication breakdown. I want to tell you about a patient of mine, a woman named Carol. She is a 70-year-old retired nurse from Denver. As a nurse, she thought she knew her body well, but she was at her wit's end. She told me, her voice trembling, "Doctor, it's every single night now. Between 2 and 4 in the morning, my calf or my foot will lock up in a pain that is just blinding. I have to throw the covers off and try to stand on the cold floor. It wakes my husband. And then I lie awake for hours, just terrified it will happen again."
A retired nurse, so she had likely tried all the common advice.
She had. She was hydrating, she was stretching. And everyone told her, just eat a banana. And while that advice comes from a good place, for Carol, it wasn't nearly enough. Bananas are famous for their potassium, which is one of our key electrolyte minerals. And they are a good starting point. A medium banana can give you a nice boost. But for someone like Carol, whose system was truly depleted, we needed to bring in a much stronger team.
So a banana is one player, but we need the whole team. What other foods are on this electrolyte team?
The star player, in my opinion, is the avocado. Many people are shocked to learn that a single avocado can contain significantly more potassium than a banana. But here is the crucial difference. Avocados are also rich in the other miracle mineral we've talked about, magnesium. If potassium helps send the signals, magnesium is the great peacekeeper. It helps the muscles and nerves stay calm and relaxed. It soothes an overexcited nervous system. For Carol, who was in a state of dread and anxiety about the cramps, the magnesium was just as important as the potassium.
So an avocado delivers a powerful 1-2 punch. What else did you recommend for her?
We brought in 2 more wonderful humble foods. First, spinach. Spinach is another magnesium powerhouse, but it contains a secret weapon: natural nitrates. Our bodies convert these nitrates into a molecule that helps our blood vessels relax and open up, which improves circulation. Better blood flow to the legs means more oxygen and nutrients can get to the muscles, washing away the waste products that can contribute to cramping. For spinach, it's often best to lightly cook it, as this can make the minerals even easier for your body to absorb.
And the second food?
The sweet potato. This is one of nature's most perfect foods for this issue. It contains a beautiful trio of potassium, magnesium, and a good amount of calcium, another mineral involved in muscle contraction. Unlike a sugary sports drink, the nutrients in a sweet potato are delivered alongside fiber, which means they are absorbed slowly and gently, providing your body with a steady supply of these calming minerals.
So for someone like Carol, in so much pain and distress, what was the first step? It sounds like a lot to change at once.
We started small, with love and gentleness. The first step wasn't about taking anything away. It was about lovingly adding something in. I suggested she start by simply adding half an avocado to her lunch salad and a small baked sweet potato to her dinner. That's it. We were starting the process of replenishing her body's reserves, giving it the tools God provided in nature for it to find its balance again.
This is so much more than just a food list. It's a pathway to peaceful sleep and a life free from that dread. And I know so many of you have been praying for that exact thing. If you, or someone you care for, has suffered from these painful leg cramps, would you please share a 1 in the comments below? Let's create a space of support and let each other know we are not alone on this journey. And please, take a moment to subscribe. It is a free gift to yourself to ensure you continue to receive this hopeful and healing information. Doctor, it is truly a revelation to understand how deeply those simple minerals, the electrolytes, affect our bodies and our peace of mind. For everyone who has been told to just drink more water or eat a banana, this opens up a whole new world of understanding. But I have a question that I'm sure is on many people's minds. What if someone improves their electrolytes and still gets those painful cramps? You said cramps are a signal, and sometimes they are signaling something else. What is the second major cause you see in your practice?
That is an excellent and vital question, Sarah, because you are right. Sometimes, the problem isn't just with the signals being sent to the muscles. Sometimes, the problem is with the health of the wiring itself, our nerves, or the strength of the engine, our muscle tissue. When this is the case, we need to call in a different kind of team. We need to call in the structural repair crew. These are the nutrients that help rebuild and maintain the very structure of our nerves and muscles. Let me tell you about another patient, a gentleman named Frank. Frank is 74, living in North Carolina, and his greatest joy in life is his garden. It's his sanctuary. But he came to me because his joy was being stolen from him. He said, "Doctor, it's not just at night. I'll be out in the sunshine, simply pulling a weed or pruning a rose bush, and a cramp will seize my hand or my calf. It forces me to stop. I'm afraid I'm losing the ability to do the one thing I love most."
Oh, that is just heartbreaking. To have your passion interrupted by pain. So for Frank, whose cramps were happening during the day, during activity, What was his body crying out for?
His body was crying out for repair. The first nutrient we looked at was vitamin B12. This vitamin is absolutely essential for the health of our nervous system. I want you to imagine each of your nerves is like an electrical wire. Vitamin B12 helps to build and maintain the healthy protective coating around that wire, which is called the myelin sheath. As we get older, our ability to absorb B12 from our food can decline. When we become deficient, that protective coating can get thin. When the coating is thin, the signals can get crossed or misfire. That can lead directly to cramps, but also to that tingling, pins and needles sensation or numbness that some people experience.
And where can we find this essential vitamin B12 in our diet?
One of the most gentle, effective, and perfectly packaged sources is the humble egg. Eggs are often praised for their protein, but for this specific issue, their true gift is the B12 found in the yolk. For someone like Frank, starting his day with 1 or 2 boiled or scrambled eggs was a simple first step to begin nourishing his nervous system directly.
So the eggs help repair the wiring. What about the other parts of the repair crew?
The next part is making sure the muscles themselves are receiving the right commands and have the strength to respond. For this, we need calcium and vitamin D. These two work as a divine partnership. Vitamin D acts as the gatekeeper. It's what allows the calcium you eat to actually be absorbed into your bloodstream. Once there, calcium is essential for the precise mechanics of muscle contraction. It's involved in that tighten and let go process we talked about. When calcium levels are off, muscles can get confused and seize up.
Many people think of dairy for calcium, but what if someone doesn't tolerate milk well?
A wonderful and perhaps superior source is found in the sea: sardines. I know they might not be everyone's favorite, but I encourage you to give them a try. When you eat sardines with their tiny, completely edible bones, you are getting one of the most bioavailable forms of calcium found in nature. And because sardines are a fatty fish, they are also one of the very few natural food sources of vitamin D. They provide the complete package in one small can: the calcium itself and the vitamin D needed to absorb it.
So if the electrolytes are the signals, this B12 and calcium vitamin D combination is about making sure the wiring and the mechanics are in perfect working order.
That is a perfect summary. And there is one more piece to the repair crew, and that is high-quality protein. Protein provides the literal raw materials, the amino acids, to repair and rebuild muscle fibers, making them stronger and more resilient. And for this, plain Greek yogurt is a champion. It provides not only calcium, but also a concentrated dose of protein that is much higher than regular yogurt. For Frank the gardener, I didn't tell him to stop his passion. I suggested he fuel it. We designed a strength breakfast for him: 2 eggs to nourish his nerves, with a side of plain Greek yogurt topped with a few berries. He was giving his body the tools it needed to repair itself before he asked it to do the work he loved.
What a beautiful, empowering approach. It's not about restriction. It's about nourishing our passions.
It always is. True health is what allows us to live out our purpose with joy. And for all of you at home, I hope this is opening up a new way of seeing your body's signals, not as a frustration, but as a loving invitation to nourish yourself more deeply. If you are still with us on this journey of discovery, please let us know by typing a 2 in the comments. And I would love to know, what is one activity or hobby that you want to have the strength and freedom from pain to continue doing for years to come? Let's share our dreams and goals with one another.
Doctor, this is creating such a complete and hopeful picture for all of us. We've nourished our bodies with the right signals through electrolytes and provided the materials for structural repair. But I want to ask about the environment inside our bodies. For someone at home who doesn't just want to stop cramps, but wants to feel steady on their feet and actively build their leg strength, how does this internal environment, specifically inflammation, get in the way of that goal?
That is the final crucial piece of the puzzle, Sarah. You can have a perfectly designed car, but if the engine is constantly overheating, it will never perform at its best. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is that state of overheating for the human body. It's like a fire alarm that is stuck in the on position day and night. This constant state of emergency sends stress signals throughout your body, telling your muscles, don't rebuild, don't grow stronger, just survive. Your muscles become irritable, tight, and unable to truly rest and repair.
A fire alarm that never turns off. That perfectly describes the feeling of constant, low-level achiness so many people feel. So how do we bring peace to that environment? How do we finally turn that alarm off?
We lovingly send in God's natural firefighters. These are the foods that contain nutrients specifically designed to calm inflammation at its very source. The most powerful of these are the omega-3 fatty acids. You can find them in abundance in fatty fish like salmon and sardines. These incredible healthy fats work within our cells to lower the production of the very compounds that cause that inflammatory fire. For anyone watching who experiences cramps along with arthritis or general joint stiffness, these foods provide a beautiful dual healing. They soothe the irritated nerves that cause cramps and ease the underlying joint pain at the same time.
So, a simple meal of salmon can be a powerful act of peacemaking within our own bodies. What other foods are on this firefighting team?
We can look to our friends the avocado and the almond. We know they are rich in electrolytes, but they also play a key role here. They are full of healthy monounsaturated fats and a powerful antioxidant, vitamin E. Think of vitamin E as a protective shield for your muscle cells. It helps guard them against the daily damage and stress caused by inflammation, keeping them healthier and more resilient.
And you mentioned circulation is also tied into this?
It is absolutely critical. Chronic inflammation can cause our blood vessels to tighten, which restricts blood flow. When healing blood flow to your legs is restricted, your muscles are literally being starved of the oxygen and nutrients they need to function properly. This not only triggers cramps, but also makes it nearly impossible to maintain, let alone build, functional leg strength. This is where a food like spinach offers another one of its blessed gifts. Beyond its magnesium content, spinach is rich in natural nitrates, which our body uses to help blood vessels relax and open up. This allows life-giving blood to flow freely, delivering nourishment and washing away the waste products that make muscles ache.
So, the complete strategy has 3 essential parts. We need the right electrolytes for signaling, the right nutrients for structural repair, and the right foods to calm inflammation and restore circulation. It seems all 3 must work in harmony.
That is the beautiful, holistic truth. God did not design our bodies to work in pieces. It is all one symphony. When you eat a meal that honors this design, perhaps some grilled salmon, a large side of sautéed spinach, and a few slices of avocado, you are sending in the entire team at once. You are actively participating in your own healing. Let's think about our friends from our stories. For Carol, the retired nurse, this complete approach is what gave her lasting peace from her nighttime cramps. And for Frank the gardener, quieting that inflammation meant more than just being able to hold his tools without his hands cramping. He told me, with so much joy in his voice, that he could feel his leg strength returning, allowing him to kneel down in the dirt and get back up again without assistance, something he hadn't been able to do in years. That is the kind of profound victory we are looking for.
That story about Frank says it all. It's not about some abstract health goal. It's about getting back to the things that bring us joy and purpose. As we bring our conversation to a close, I just want to thank you for being with us today, for opening your hearts to this message. What we've learned is that our bodies are a precious gift, and that nature has provided these simple, powerful tools to help us care for them. To summarize this beautiful strategy, first, we need the electrolyte team to ensure our muscles get the right signals with foods like bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes. Second, we need the structural repair crew to rebuild our nerves and muscles with foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, and sardines. And third, we need the inflammation soothers to create a calm internal environment with foods like salmon, almonds, and spinach. Now, we would love to hear from you. Based on our conversation today, which of the 3 causes of cramps, a lack of electrolytes, structural issues, or inflammation, do you feel might be affecting you the most? Please share your story in the comments. There is healing in sharing and strength in community. If this message has brought you hope, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps this work reach others who need it. Be sure to subscribe so we can continue to walk with you on your health journey. And if you know someone who struggles with this kind of pain, please share this video with them. It could be the answer they have been praying for. Thank you for your time and for your trust in us.
Be well, be strong, and may God bless you with peaceful nights and active days.
Until next time, take care.